Come forward to give the invocation.
Let us pray. Our most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, for the blessings it brings to us. Thank you for the FFA and all it does for us. We thank you for the opportunities to live here and to have freedom. We are thankful for our parents, our school staff, and friends. I ask your blessings upon each and every person here. Father, I ask your blessings upon this meal. And I ask your blessings on those who prepared it and the farmers who produced it. I pray you bless this food and nourishment of our bodies, and our bodies to do thy service. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Our meal is now ready to be served. Everyone please fall at the head table, and our newly elected Sentinel Cameron Griffith will signal your table when it's your turn.
last year when I was here. No, it was me.
Station by the door. Your duty there to this door, that's when your friends at the FFA. It's my duty to sit the doors open to our friends at all times until they're welcome. I grab the meeting room and the cafeteria. I strive to keep them comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order. Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
The flag covers the United States of America, God, jobs, and for the people, more than every man, woman, and child may know. The FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stated as the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage good station by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Mr. by the owl.
Live station by the owl.
The owl is a time-honored issue of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripen with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep the plow in your state?
The plow is the timber of labor, intelligent of souls. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization, guide that old meetings in absence of our president, which places me for raising sun.
Why is the President so stated?
Raising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. We follow leadership of our president, we let out the darkness of selfishness into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their station.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I'm pleased to announce we have 104 members, 45 guests, and 3 advisors present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. I now declare this meeting of the Casey County FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may properly be presented. Madam Secretary, what is the first item of business?
The welcome by Ashley to the chapter president.
On behalf of myself and my 5 fellow officers, I would like to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to attend our board banquet. Again, thank you for your time and I hope you enjoy. Madam Secretary, what is our next item of business?
Introduction of guests by Advisor Jay Price.
Hey, thank you. I've got several things I want to do here. I'll be as brief as I can, but I want you to know that this is the highlight of our year. This is where we're going to showcase our talents, and we're going to showcase not only individual awards, but for our entire chapter. And it really was a pleasure today as we were preparing for this banquet to just watch these students as they work together. And that's one thing that the FFA is designed to do is teamwork. And there was a lot of effort that went into putting this banquet together tonight, and our members did that. But there are also some other people that I owe some thanks to on behalf of Mr. Ware and myself. The delicious meal that we had tonight was prepared by the Casey County pork producers. And if you enjoyed that, I'd like to give them a round of applause. Also, on the thank you list, our servers that we had, Sally and Sonny and Kathy, they're still back there working hard right now, but we appreciate their help. Also, I guess, I don't know how to thank this person, but without her, I don't know what we would have done, and that's Teresa Hatter. Would you stand up, please? Teresa just gave us a tremendous amount of help. Please give her a round of applause. When you get like Mr. Ware and myself, you forget a lot of things, and we have to be reminded. And Teresa does a good job just reminding us, did you do this? Did you do that? And not only that, she does a lot of that calling for us to get those things done. We appreciate that help. When it comes to our guests, all of you, I want all of you to know that we really appreciate you being here and supporting the FFA and supporting your children, your grandchildren. But there are some people I want to recognize, and I hope that every one of you feel like you're important for being here tonight, because you are. We'll start here at the head table. Fellas, Mr. Ware and I have got to work with the last couple of weeks, and we have really enjoyed it. It's a delight to have him with us here tonight. Our assistant principal, Mr. Frank Bernard. Stand up and just hold your applause if you would. Thank you, Mr. Bernard, for being here. Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Pierce. Mr. Pierce is our principal, and his wife, the special ed coordinator. Would you all stand up just a moment? Then you can be seated if you like. We appreciate you all being here. Okay. Mr. Harvey Luttrell from Farm Credit Services. Harvey will be on our program. His wife and family also. Pat and Holly, would you all stand? We appreciate your support. Okay. Y'all can be seated if you like. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Vernon Clark. Mr. Clark is our superintendent of Casey County Schools. His wife, Mrs. Clark, teacher at Garrett Elementary. Thank you all very much. We have Mrs. Linda Hatter, an instructional supervisor from the Casey County Board of Education. Would you stand, please? Okay. I'd like for our faculty from here at the high school, my sincere thanks goes to you all for being here and just for helping us. We asked a lot of you all. Mrs. Linda Sayers, Mr. Eddie Clark, our guidance counselor, Mr. and Mrs. Rick Terry, Mr. Terry is the guidance counselor also, and Mr. Terry in the art department. Okay, we have Mr. and Mrs. Tim Goodlett, principals at Millburg and Garrett Elementary. Would y'all stand just a moment, please? We appreciate your support. We have our 4-H agent, Jan Atwood. Thank you. Linda Carmichael, representing Casey County News. Thank you for being here. I'd like for my family to stand for a moment. My mother, my mother-in-law, my wife, my daughters. Okay. You all know how important family support is, and I appreciate them being here. I'd like for Mr. Ware's family to stand, please. His mother and father and 2 daughters. Mr. Ware's wife could not be with us. Her father had surgery today. I'd like for you to remember him. He's come along pretty well, but he's still got a lot of recovery to do, so let's remember him. I want to mention my dearest friend and mentor that I worked with for 10 years here, Mr. John Burrow Murphy. Okay? Appreciate you. I would like for all of the former FFA officers to stand up. Everyone. Jeff Hammond, Corey, everyone. Harvey. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like for all of the parents, and before you do this, when you sit back down, if you need to turn your chair a little bit when you sit back down, just feel free to do that. I'd like for all of our parents and grandparents and friends of the FFA to stand, and I'd like for the FFA members to give them a welcome for being here tonight. Please. Okay, I'd like to take just a moment just to not speak as a teacher here for a minute, but I'd just like to speak to you as a parent. Because there's a person up here with me that I work beside him and I share an office with him, and he's the first person I look at every morning, and the last person I look at in the afternoon. And I'd just like to say as a parent, I thank you for being my daughter's advisor, and I appreciate the help that you give us. Thank you. Okay, from that, I want to mention, I was just trying to think of a couple things to say tonight. I'm just completing my 20th year. I'm proud of that, and hope to see several more. But I was just thinking about some things this week that kind of stood out. There were some things that just kind of made my day. You've heard of those things. Some things that just kind of make your day. And I picked out about 5 things here that just came to me that really made my day. And I hope you'll appreciate them. Back in July, I knew that Mr. Ware was on his way to Leadership Training Center with Derek Pendleton. And I knew Derek. All of you know Derek. That table sitting over there with all of those items on them belongs to Derek, and I think Mr. Ware will comment about that more. And that's just a fraction of the items that he has purchased through the FFA. But I knew Derek was going to be in the state tractor driving contest that day, and I knew that it was 25 years ago that my advisor took me to the state tractor driving contest. So I just got on my cell phone and I dialed Mr. Ware. He was over in western Kentucky, expecting you to do better than that. You do better than that, I'm going to take you to McDonald's. The next day, he flagged me down right down here in front of Southern States. You got that McDonald's burger, didn't you? And that just made my day when I ran into Derek and he gave me the good news of how he's done. In September, I took Justin and Holly, Jeremy, and Chris. You know who you are. You'll be recognized later. I took you all over to the Green River State Park in September. First time we had ever competed in a state forestry judging contest, a state contest. Those guys really came through for us. They placed third in the state. There's about 15 teams there. That really made my day. In November, we had 83 or 84 FFA members from our chapter attended the National FFA Convention. That made my day. We had some people that went with us, adults. The student behavior was great. They came back so motivated from that. Seeing nearly 50,000 FFA members come to Louisville, Kentucky during a week, that's an inspiration. That'll get you fired up, and that really made my day. February came. Mr. Pierce, Mr. Clark, I asked them to go with me to the National Farm Machinery Show. They both accepted my invitation, and that made my day. We had a great trip, and the students appreciated that very much for your support. March, I'm just about done. In March, when I opened Andrea Salyer's scrapbook, and I saw the work and the effort that went into that scrapbook, Andrea, that made me a very good day. And any of you, if you want a chance to see something, that is a very, very good piece of work. And the last one was just recently when Mr. Pierce came to me and he said, I want to do something special for the FFA. What can I do? You've given us so much help throughout the year. I want to do something. And Mr. Pierce got on the phone and helped us get a real nice piece of office equipment, and that really showed us how important that you felt the FFA was here in our school. Do you want to make any comments? Okay.
I'm not much on talking, but if you'll start at the road, and if you'll look all the way to the fence, that has been touched by the kids in FFA. And from the marquee out there, the flag, the whole works, they're part of it. There's nothing more impressive to me than seeing a group of kids well-behaved in their FFA jackets. Also, the second most important or impressive things that you'll see in a high school is the parliamentary procedure. Those are two things that really impress me as an educator and a principal. We have a lot of activities going on. And, everything that I've done here, from start on the softball field, Mr. Price, Mr. Ware has jumped in and helped. And with their help comes the kids. And I don't think I've ever heard one ever say, why am I out here? Why am I doing this? And I really appreciate that. That makes my day. Thank you.
Hey, one other note I'd like to mention, and this is hard for me to do, but just bear with me. The candles on our tables tonight are donated by Karen Good. In memory of Andy Dean. We lost Andy 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago this week that we lost Andy, and he was a very, very good, dedicated FFA member. Tonight we have with us his family. His brother Adam is helping with the video camera, and so I appreciate that. And if you notice the ad in the Casey County News, it said, remember Andrew, Andy and victory in Jesus. So our prayers are with the family. Okay, we have with us tonight a guest speaker, and been watching this young man as he came through FFA, watching him in the Lake Cumberland region, a member of the Greene County FFA, and I knew this gentleman would represent the state of Kentucky very well as a state FFA officer. You don't have to listen to him very long to know that he has spirit. He is a spiritual, religious young man. He is a very good example for other members to follow, and he's accompanied tonight by his advisor from Greene County, Mr. James Bonta. But at this time, I'm going to bring to the stage Mr. Brandon Davis to give some greetings from the State Association.
Thank you very much. I'll be completely honest. I did have somewhat of a speech prepared. I'm going to kind of carry off from the beaten path. First of all, my job here, foremost, is to bring greetings on behalf of the state, and that I am doing. The 9 other state officers want to acknowledge and congratulate you on all your accomplishments. It's wonderful to travel across the state and go to regional and state and even some national activities. But there is nothing more satisfying as a state officer than actually having the opportunity to attend chapter banquets, to have chapter visits, and see actually what the heart and soul and the grassroots of FFA is. And sitting back and listening to Mr. Price talk, you can see how close this chapter is. And I will tell you right now, this chapter is amazing. I have always been impressed with Casey County. They always seem to have the largest heart of any chapter in the region, and I will go so far as saying any chapter in the state. It is things like that, after you graduate in 4 years, you never forget. Those are the people that always know your name. They remember all the good times, they remember all the bad times, and you always will have that, and you will never forget it. I've seen that, and you will see that, and it is such an honor to be amongst you, and to be from Greene County and to not be directly associated with you. It was hard for me to sit back there and not have my heart just a little shaky as you talk as a group and you all understand. You know what everything that everyone doing is about. You all are connected by a common bond, and it's things like that is what makes FFA what it is. It is why that you have your administrators here who understand what is going on, who are enough to compliment you. That is something that nobody can take away from you or ever touch. It is things like that. So many times we hear other chapters tell us at the state, we would love to get more involved, but our administration just will not let up on us. There are so many problems. Our administration doesn't understand. And for that to not even be anywhere close to an issue here is an accomplishment, and I salute all of you gentlemen. Thank you so much, because you have no idea that these people that you're helping today are going to be the people leading your county and your state, and I'll go so far as to say your nation. Because what FFA teaches is career leadership, personal growth, and career success, and that is what you are getting. You may have noticed I put this on the counter or on the podium, and I know no one can see what it is from where you're at. It is a film casing, but it's not the film casing. It's important. It's what's inside of it. And that's what I'm going to touch on right now, and that is fear. Lots of people talk about 4-letter words that are overused in society today, and I don't have to mention any of them. But if you ask me, fear is the most overused and overestimated word you could ever imagine. So many times we worry and we get scared if we don't understand what's going on. We can't exactly grasp what's going on with us in our life. Things go wrong. We get scared if we don't understand. And it's things like that that sometimes keep us from reaching our goals. I've seen too many FFA members sell themselves short because they were scared. I'm not good enough to compete in this contest. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to fill out a proficiency. I don't understand it. And it's those things that keep a member from being completely satisfied. But when you can grasp a hold of fear, when you can say, I don't care, I'm going to take my chance, whatever happens, happens, those are the things that make great leaders. And so many of you have had to grasp that to be here. There are things that have scared you. There are things you didn't understand, but you did not even give them a second thought. And for those of you who did, there were all the other FFA members and your advisors who said, I believe you. And you can do it. And what is in this jar has been proven by scientists to be one of the most deadly insects in the entire world. There is no lie. In this is from South America, a killer bee. Killer bees are known that when they sting you, they emit an odor, and other killer bees will attack you. Extremely, extremely dangerous. To be feared by anyone who would come in contact with it. When I was in Ecuador during spring break, learning about agriculture in the Andes Mountains, we come upon a killer bee by itself. And all I had on me was a film casing for my camera to put a roll of film in. I was in a predicament that one of two things was going to happen. I was either going to catch it, or I could have been stung, and probably, who knows if I'd been here. And I'm not saying that you should always go out and things that could risk your life. This is to prove a point. I took the chance, and for those next 3 days, that killer bee stayed alive in here. But I always could hold it and understand that there was fear in the palm of my hand. But because I had chosen to overcome it, I could hold fear in the palm of my hand, and I was no longer scared. Do that. Find your own killer bee. Know what it is that scares you and forget about it. Bottle it up, hold it with you, and then you can say, I don't care. I can hold fear in the palm of my hand, and nobody will tell me what I can do with my life. Being an FFA member, you will find that your life has opened up to so many possibilities. And you will see those every day of your life. When you have people compliment you on the parliamentary procedure, your speaking ability, your ability to walk up to someone you never know and just talk to them like you've known them all your life. Those will go with you forever. So never forget what FFA is about. Never forget the people that touched your life. But most of all, if you do nothing else before you graduate, do one thing. Thank every single person that helped you to get where you are. Because those people need to know. And I know it would take a while. If I could stop right now and try to thank everyone that has ever helped me get to where I am today, I don't know that I could ever finish the time. Never be afraid to say thank you, because it's words like that that can change a person's life. Never forget to say thank you, because someone may be ready to tell you the exact same thing. Once again, congratulations on behalf of the state. We are so proud of every FFA member, regardless if you're first or if you placed last. The point is that you gave it a shot and you've done your best. Never forget that all you have to do is find your fear and hold it in the palm of your hand. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening.
On behalf of our chapter, I would like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend our banquet. This is a small token of our appreciation. Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, what is our next item of business?
Presentation of awards.
Cameron Griffith will please come forward and begin our awards program.
Every year, the FFA gives many opportunities for the members to develop their speaking abilities and to proudly represent the chapter in competitions. 13 members from our chapter competed in the speaking contest at regional this year. 11 in the impromptu speaking event, 1 in prepared public speaking, and 1 in the creed contest. The chapter is very proud of these members and would like to recognize them at this time. Beat impromptu, Jody Haddon. Cross, Corey Wilson. Derry, Brandon Garrett. and Lawn, Laura Price. Floral, Laura Patterson. Greenhouse, Ashley York. Small Animal, Andrea Salyers. Fruit and Vegetable, Darren White. Nursery and Landscape, Miranda Evans. Brandy Patterson participated in the prepared public speaking event. Sarah Ware participated in the creed speaking contest, and at this time, she will present to you the FFA creed.
The FFA Creed. I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born, not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won from the present and past generation of agriculture is a promise of better days through better ways. Even as the better things we now enjoy have shown to us the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging. For I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life and hold an inward fondness for those associations which, even in hours of discouragement, I do not deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own in the public interest in producing and marketing the products of our soil. I believe in less dependence in begging, more power in bargaining, in the life abundant and enough on his wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself, and less need for charity and more of it when needed, and being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community which will send solace for my part in that inspiring task. The FFA Creed was written by Ian Tiffany and adopted at the Third National Convention, and it was revised in the 38th and 53rd National Convention. Thank you. At this time, will Becky McDonald please come forward and present the Leadership and Scholarship Award? Each year, students from our class that demonstrate the most leadership abilities are presented the Leadership Award. These members are freshmen Justin Delaney and Albert Buck. Sophomores Corey Wilson and Cameron Griffin. Juniors Brandon Garrett, Jody Hatter, Lauren Rice, and Andrea Savage. And senior Ashley Andrews. Students from each class with a 4.0 grade point average are selected each year to receive a scholarship award. Freshmen Jessica Atwood and Sarah Ware. Sophomores Cameron Griffith and Luann Hatter. Junior Andrea Salyers. And senior Ashley Exton. Will Andrea Salyers please come forward and present the Livestock and Dairy Fish Award? Livestock and dairy fish team was chosen for playing national classes. They participated at the state fair last August. Livestock members were Lauren Price, Jody Hatter, Ryan Beth, and Derek Henry. The dairy judge members were Darren Wesley, Brandon Shire, Corey Wilson, and Josh Latham. Josh Wilson participated in the dairy holders contest at the state fair as well. Brandon Garrett will be. Hang on a second.
Each year our treasurer teaches treasures, but this year Lauren Ray is very opposed at the regional competition. She has been an outstanding treasurer, so would you please come forward and accept her award? Each year our secretary approves minutes of meetings of all activities the FFA holds. Also shows that a Peace County FFA chapter is a gold division chapter. Out of 140 other chapters, that means our chapter is one of the top chapters in the state. Jody Ray is the superior at the regional competition. And done a most excellent job on the secretary's book. So would you please come forward and accept her award? Our recorder constructed a chapter scrapbook. Andrea Ray is superior force at the regional level. She's done an excellent job. Let me tell you, her pictures and graphics, they just come alive when you look at it. She's done a great job as a reporter, and the scrapbook really represents our chapter well. Please come forward and accept her award. I consider it an honor to be so beautiful young ladies. They're not only beautiful, but they're special in their own way. They really inspired me to work hard. I've enjoyed working with them this year, and I look forward to working with them next year. I'd like to have the front of the floor to Brandy Patterson. She presents the next award.
Chapter meetings in advance is designed to help you effectively participate in business meetings and develop your leadership skills. The team has to be able to demonstrate 10 parliamentary procedures correctly. The team is made up of 6 officers and 4 members. Our team ranks superior at a regional competition. 4 members were Cameron Griffith, Cody Haynes, Stacey Donald, Jeremy Wilson.
they have been most active in our chapter. They have demonstrated leadership and have a strong FAEP. This year, this award goes to Luann Hatter, Sarah Ware, both for Mr. Ware's cause. Jessica Atwood and Corey Barrow. Jeremy Wilkerson will be given the next award.
Before I give out the next award, I'd like to take a minute to let everybody know how much they have needs to me. And I'd just like to thank my mom and dad for coming out and supporting me and letting me take part in all the events in the FFA. I'm a 4-year member, and I encourage all the younger members to get as many events in as they can. And I have matured up a lot, and Mr. Price and Mr. Wares taught me to be a leader instead of a follower. And if the young members, if they just listen to Mr. Price and Mr. Wares, they will be successful. So now for the award. The chapter sweetheart is elected each year within our chapter members. This year our chapter is well represented by Ms. Luann Hatter. Luann is a fine, upstanding young lady whose qualities of leadership that everyone should possess. So with great pleasure, I would like to present her the chapter sweetheart today. Mr. Harvey Luttrell will present the next award.
Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Presentation of Star Farmer and Star Agribusinessman Awards by Harvey Luttrell for Farm Credit Fund.
Okay, thank you. Now, that's what you call getting the proper introduction there, see? Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure for me to come and present these awards on behalf of Farm Credit Services. And the students that select these, we at Farm Credit have nothing to do with selecting who gets these awards. It's done by a committee of senior members, I understand. And these are some of the highest, two of the highest honors that can be bestowed on a member of FFA. So the first one I have to give out is the Star Chapter Farmer, and this goes to Brandon Martin. Brandon, where you at? Come on up here. Let me read off some of his achievements over the years. And stand here, Brandon, behind me, and I'll read off what you've done your freshman year. His freshman farming program consists of 3 head of dairy cattle, 3,000 pounds of tobacco, 1 acre of sweet corn. His sophomore, he had 5 head of beef cattle, 3,000 pounds of tobacco, 1 acre of pepper, 1 acre of sweet corn. His junior, he had 5 head of beef cattle, 3,000 pounds of tobacco, 1 acre of pepper, and 10 acres of hay. And a senior, he had increased the beef herd 10 head and 10 acres of hay. And just a few of the activities he's been involved in. He attended National FFA Convention twice. He's been a member of the soil judging and livestock judging team. He's built numerous shop projects. And just on and on it goes. And he has his mother with him tonight, Sheila Martin. She'll stand up there. This is his mother. And here's a quote from his advice. It says, I put Brandon as the cream of the crop when it comes to being a dependable, self-motivated FFA member. So where's that award at? Congratulations. This next award is the Star Chapter Agribusiness Person. And this is Ashley Estes. Ashley, stand up here. says her agribusiness experience program involved 265 heirs in a lawn mowing service and many heirs earning income from other agribusiness sources. Says activities here at the Casey High and in other communities are, she was a member of the pep club and the baby club, 4-H. She's participated in the Governor's Scholar Program, served as senior class president, homecoming queen, and she's Miss Casey County High, and a few other activities, just lots of them. Says this is a partial list. She's attended the Maple Excellence Program, attended National FFA Convention twice, attended State FFA Convention twice, attended Leadership Training Center twice, attended Farm Machinery Show, and she's maintained a 4.0 grade point average in doing all of this. And her parents are Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. He's getting out. Okay, and here's a quote from her advisor. Says she has been one of the hardest working FFA members to come through the FFA chapter. So, congratulations. Okay. I always try to bring a few other little comments. Mr. Price met me at the door tonight. He said, I want a couple of stories. I said, I don't have any. I said, I'll tell stories. So all I do is just quote facts. And, so, Mr. Price, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of that. Is that okay? I called John Burrow Murphy, talked to him one day, and he got talking about this ag department up here. He said, you know, we've got 2 model FFA advisors up there. I agreed with him. I said, yeah, they're model people. No question about that. And you know, the long haul down here tonight, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Park come in, and they got talking about these model FFA advisors that you all have here. And after I talked to Mr. Murphy, I got to think about that, and I looked up the dictionary what the definition of model was. You know what it said? It said it's a small imitation of the real thing. You know, Mr. Price said while he was up here talking earlier that, you know, when you start getting older, you start losing your memory. And he went on to say something about, you know, he's been here 20 years, so he's indicating that he's getting older, you know. And, you know, by the way, I had the opportunity to spend the weekend in New York with his wife last weekend. You know that? We even stayed in the same motel. And while we was there, she told me a lot about Jay, about Mr. Price. She told me one time, that's right, Jay, she was in the motel with me. We had a lot of other people with us. I better clear that up. Some of you don't know what went on last weekend. There were 2 bus loads left us over here last Friday morning. At about 5 o'clock in the morning, went to New York City, place that most of us never been before. But we had a good time. And Miss Price was on my trip, and I was on too. They took those notes in. But anyway, she told me this. She said that Jay was kind of losing his mind. Said he and Mr. Ware, said they'd been up to the FFA convention. Said she had to have a radio on. Said she heard them telling that there was somebody driving the wrong way on Interstate 64. Said she thought they might be coming back. She thought she ought to call them and tell them. On the cell phone. She got Jay on the phone, told him that they say on radio that there's somebody driving the wrong way on I-64. He said, no, it ain't somebody. I said, there's hundreds of them. So I don't know, I kind of just had to admit that he was the one that was driving the wrong way. Oh, goodness. I had another little comment or two here. Mr. Price mentioned something about that you made my day. Kind of stole something out of thunder, but that's all right. Yeah, that's good comments, Mr. Price. And it goes along, says that you get smarter as you get older. You might get forgetful, but you get smarter. And Andy Rooney said some of this stuff, and I just want to quote a little of it. This is his thoughts on life. He said that just as one person may say, you made my day, makes my day. Think about that a little bit. And he goes on to say that everyone you meet deserves to be greeted with a smile. And one of those quotes from him says that life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer it gets to the end, the faster it goes. Well, that's pretty good. So I tried to come up with something else, just give it a little positive. You know, students at this age, or these FFA members, they're thinking about what might happen. You know, when they get out of school, they always have dreams, and always didn't need to have, and that's what it's all about. So I was fretting around there at the house, trying to come up with something. My wife come to my rescue. She had a little calendar there, had a lot of sayings on it, and writings, and this one's about Deanna Fazer. I hope I pronounced her name right. But let me read it. It says, keep believing in yourself and your special dreams. It says, there may be days when you get up in the morning and things aren't the way you had hoped they would be. That when you have to tell yourself that things will get better, that's when you have to tell yourself things will be better. There are times when people disappoint you and let you down. But those are the times when you must remind yourself to trust your own judgments and opinions, to keep your life focused on believing in yourself and on that you are capable of. So there will be challenges to face and changes to make in your life. And it's up to you to accept them. Constantly keep yourself headed in the right direction for you. It may not be easy at times, but in those times of struggle, you will find a stronger sense of who you are. And you will also see yourself developing into the person you've always wanted to be. Because life is a journey through time, filled with many choices. Each of us will experience life in our own special way. So when the day comes that are filled with frustrations and unexpected responsibilities, remember to believe in yourself and all you want your life to be. Because the challenge and changes will only help you to find the dreams that you know are meant to come true to you. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harfield, for your time. We really appreciate it. Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Honorary member ceremonies by the 2000-2001 officers.
It is always a pleasure to receive honorary members into the FFA. The purpose of this ceremony is to recognize from time to time the efforts of others made in our behalf. Madam Secretary, please read the section of the National Constitution which provides for honorary membership.
Honorary membership, farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of boards of education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members in agricultural education, business people, and others who are helping to advance agriculture education in the FFA and who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to honorary members by a majority vote of the members present at any regular meeting.
Madam Secretary, will you please introduce the one who is to receive this honor?
Madam President, members and guests, I am pleased to read the following names. Superintendent of Casey County Schools, Mr. Vernon Clark.
Will the officers please take their places beside me, and will the usher please present the candidates?
I welcome you as a friend of the FFA. It is my privilege as senior to extend you the symbolic hand clasp of friendship and brotherhood.
As recorder, I am pleased to inform you that the FFA is a national youth organization. The department is to develop agricultural leaders. Welcome to membership.
Your contribution as a useful citizen in our district's democracy serves as an example for your members, our members to follow. As treasurer, I welcome you to our organization.
The FFA needs counsel and guidance from recognized leaders. It is my pleasure as secretary to add your name to our role of honoring you.
As Vice President, I welcome you to the FFA. I would inform you that our members want to appreciate the dignity of labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
On behalf of every member, I wish to say we are proud to have you as an honorary member. May this affiliation prove valuable to all. I impress upon you that we may look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect we have for you that you have been elected to honorary membership. May we always cooperate for the benefit of all. I now confer upon you honorary membership in the Casey County FFA and present you with this token of membership. Madam Secretary. Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Presentation of scholarships by advisor Banquet.
Before I present scholarships tonight, there's 2 or 3 things I want to point out on the program there in front of you. You'll see there that Casey County was a gold emblem chapter for the 2000-2001 school year. There's 144 chapters across the state of Kentucky, and because of our activities and the hard work of Joey Hatter, our secretary, Casey County will be recognized at the state convention in June as a state gold emblem chapter. You also see there are 5 seniors that will receive the state FFA degrees in June at the state convention. That's the 3rd highest degree in the FFA. And as I call your name, please stand, and I want you to remain standing. Ashley Estes, Justin Sayers, Derek Pendleton, Jeremy Wilkerson, and Brandon Martin. Now, just please stand for me. There's more seniors in here. We've got a good showing of seniors here tonight. Bradley Weddle, would you please stand? John Casey, Chris Shootman, Holly McDonald, Byron Edwards, Jessica Dunham, Chris Hess. I think I've missed anybody. If I have, would you please stand? Mr. Price and I feel very fortunate to have these students in the FFA for 4 years. We'll miss each and every one of them, and we thank you for your support of the FFA throughout the years. Thank you. Okay, for the scholarships, these BOAG scholarships were started in the 1987-88 school year by Mr. Price and my agriculture teacher, Mr. John Burrow Murphy. This is the 14th year that 3- and 4-year FFA members that wish to further their education have received the BOAG scholarships. Each scholarship is for a total of $500 and is sponsored by the Casey County Pork Producers, the Casey County Cattlemen's Association, Southern States, Somerset Farm Credit Services, Casey County Conservation District, and Casey County FFA. The first scholarship goes to Jessica Dunham. She's a daughter of Steve and Marlene Baker of Yosemite, and she plans to attend Somerset Community College and major in nursing. Jeremy's the son of Paul and Lois Wilkerson of Dunville, and he plans to attend Western Kentucky University and major in agriculture. Next is Ashley Estes. She's a daughter of Tom and Teresa Estes of Grove Ridge and plans to attend the University of Kentucky and major in business management. Son of Sheila Martin of Dunville, plans to attend Somerset Community College, majoring in television and movie production. One quick story before I sit down and we get on with our program. Mr. Price and I are always probing these students that hard work pays off. Okay? Hard work will eventually pay off. I'm going to pick on a little buddy back here just for a second, Derek Pendleton. The one that's bought every item out of the FFA Supply Service catalog that he can buy, I think. Okay? But a couple years ago, I was taking a student to the seed identification contest at Eastern Kentucky University. Sitting there at home that night, and I thought, I'm going to take Derek Pendleton with me. Called him up on the phone, just like that, and said, Derek, let's go to Richmond tomorrow. Can you
you drive a tractor? He said, yeah, I think so. Took him up there, and I think he'll shake his head yes. He didn't do very good. Right, Derek? On the way home, he said, when do I get another chance? When can I do this again? And I told him if he'd go to the FFA camp with me the next year, he could be in the tractor driving contest. That summer, he worked on his tractor driving, second in state. Hard work does pay off. Thank you.
Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
The installation of new officers by the 2000-2001 officer team.
Will the newly elected president, Jody Hatter, please take the place beside me? Jody Hatter, as president-elect, you have been selected by your fellow members to be the leader of our chapter for the coming year. You are therefore responsible for guiding our chapter in all its worthy undertakings. May you work intelligently and seriously to fulfill the responsibilities of your office.
Will the newly elected secretary hand his flag? Andrea, as secretary-elect, you have been chosen to keep active minutes of our meetings and to carry on the chapter correspondence. You should provide the chapter with the order of business and committee assignments for each meeting. You also keep a list of members, a record of degrees awarded, and have custody of the Constitution and laws.
Newly elected reporter Banquet, please come forward. Brandon, as reporter-elect, your duty is to inform the public about the FFA. You're expected to work closely with the media, including state and national FFA publications. You should keep a record of photographs and articles published concerning the FFA and its members, and be responsible for compiling our FFA history.
Will the newly elected Samuel Cameron please come forward? Cameron, as Samuel elect, your duties include welcoming our friends, caring for the meeting rooms and FFA equipment, and providing for the comfort of our members and guests. It is also your duty to assist in conducting meetings and ceremonies.
It is an honor to be an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed and the FFA chapter will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, please answer, we do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for all chapter members.
Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Presentation of retiring officer plaque.
At this time, the retiring officers will present flyers. The newly elected officers will present the retiring officers flyers.
At this time, I would like to give my retiring address. Last night, I was writing my speech, and I spent over 2 hours deciding what to say and what I shouldn't say. When I still had nothing, I remembered what Mr. Price told me yesterday. He said, Ashley, it's not a speech, that some of you are retiring to dress. So with that, I want to be honest. I joined the FFA with the wrong intention. I signed up for my first ag class when I was a sophomore because I heard it was easy, and I joined the FFA because I knew it would get me out of class. I never had any intentions of being an officer or being near as involved as I am. I even used to be one of those members that never paid any attention to what went on during the meeting. But after being president this year, I've grown to love those meetings and every member there. Last year during officer interviews, I was asked, what does FFA mean to you? I wanted to be funny and say, future farmers of America, of course, but I was professional and I said, responsibility and learning to work together. But serving on this officer team has convinced me that FFA means more to me than words can explain. Before I go any further, I want to apologize. I didn't start the year out as well as I could have. I didn't know my parliamentary procedures well, and I didn't have the best attitude. Looking back, I wish I would have done better, but knowing that I can't take it back, I can only improve myself now. This being my last meeting as president, this is my last chance. First of all, I want to thank the school as a whole. Mr. Pierce, Mr. Kennard, Mr. Vernon Clark, Mr. Eddie Clark, Ms. Terry, board members, and all school administrators. I personally wouldn't be here where I am in the SFA today if it weren't for you and your support. Teachers, for letting me out of class and excusing me for being absent or late because of SFA activities. I want to thank the members, those of you who listen to me and those of you who don't. I've never met a group of people that have made me feel so wanted and so needed and supported me so much and that I've grown so close to. There are 5 members in particular that are like a part of my family now. Those are my fellow officers, Andrea and Lauren, who are always worried if they're going to say the part right, and Micah, who never fails to say, you go girl and you can do it, and Brandon, who always says, hey Ashley baby, every time he sees me in the hallway, and Jody, who almost made me cry in this year's officer interview when she knew parliamentary procedure better than I did. I love you talk like brothers and sisters, and even though you're the only officer team I've ever worked with, I couldn't ask for a better one. And there's a lady out there that is so important to me, as well as to this school, that it wouldn't be worth living without. She contributes a huge part to this banquet every year, works here in school every day, and even if you have a disagreement with her about your lunch charges, she'll still be your friend. Her dad, my second mother, you know my life story. Thank you for everything. There's nothing in this world as great as having support from your family. Mom, you've been there for me from the start, and you never doubted me once. Thank you for listening to me, taking me here and there, and being my friend when I needed you. Dad, I went to camp 2 years ago, and in one of my classes, I was asked why I was in the FFA. I didn't have to think too long before I said, I'm in the FFA because I like participating in the activities, and it makes my daddy proud of me. I don't think I would be as involved as I am now if I didn't see how much it affected you too. I've done the best I can to make you proud. And I know I don't tell you that often, but you're the best dad anyone could ever have. Mr. Ware, I've been in 2 of your classes, and I realize that you really are a good person, even though you have major moves with you. I know it's part of your duty as an advisor, but you kept me on top of things and made me stay involved in FFA, even when I had a bad attitude towards things. You talked me into going to camp and to participate in everything I could. If you hadn't convinced me to run for this office, I wouldn't be here right now. So thank you very much for being there not only as a teacher and advisor, but as a friend. James Price, when I first joined FFA, I called you by your first name all the time. And you would always correct me and make me call you Mr. Price. I think I know you well enough now and have grown close enough to you to call you Jay. If you didn't have any children, and I didn't have such a good father, I would have to call you Dad, because that's what you've been like to me ever since I met you. No matter how many times I made a mistake or disappointed you, you've always made me feel like I was on top of the world and that I could do anything. You're always honest with me, and you tell me how proud of these gifts are just a small token of our appreciation for you. Also, at this time, we would like all our officers as well as our chapter would like to thank our two advisors for all the hard work that you put in to making us who we are. At least, without you, a small token of our
Okay, first of all, right after the closing ceremony, there's going to be pictures taken, so everybody got awards, please be correct. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which is now be turned over?
I have no time for it.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which is properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Casey County FFA chapter as we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, and just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all,